Hey, part 3. Frankie! Hi, baby. Yeah. Crawl space is too narrow, so this guy's not going to be able to do all the work, but he's going to be able to do a portion of it. I guess I'm going to have to call out the big guns and get an estimate on having the crawl space redone by a professional who's certified in crawl space. Oh my God, it's going to cost a fortune. Blah. Okay, so back to my story. So that's when I also said, and I'm not going to couples counseling. I'm not going to help. This is something you have to do on your own. And this is what you're not allowed to do anymore, starting now. Yes. And in between that calm conversation and the marriage counseling stuff, there were a lot of temper tantrums where I was yelling, I was mad, I was pointing my finger, and I was tearful and crying, you know, the angry cry. I've been through it. I've been through it over and over again. I'm not always trying to be the big one, the smart one, the teacher, the guider. And that's what it ended up being. Is like, I am tired of this. I don't care what the consequences are. I've had so many health issues that if I'm going to die from a heart attack or a stroke or whatever, it's not going to be in this house with you, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be the person I die with. Seriously. So, I can tell you that he decided to take his marriage seriously, his behavior in his marriage, in his behavior in his relationship with another human being. He decided to start taking his pain level more seriously instead of just dealing with it almost out of resentment to me. And he decided to take his mental health more seriously and got on the phone and started making appointments. Doctor's appointments, mental health appointments, started working with disabilities so he didn't have to work so hard, started the process of basically growing up in a new life of pain management and emotional management. And I'm glad, because I didn't want another divorce. I didn't. Frankie, quit. Thank you. Good boy. So when I'm making an effort to keep my anger under control, it's because I have seen so much growth in my spouse that it makes staying worth it. It makes me not exploding worth it. The calmer I can stay, the better chances I have of getting my needs met. Now, I do lose my temper on occasion, but I'm human, and I don't necessarily need to apologize for that, unless I can say, wow, I really did overreact. And now I get to say, I really did overreact. Thank you for handling it so well. Or I can go and say, hey, I need to vent, and I just need you to hear me. I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to hear how mad I am. That happens once in a while. But when I'm talking about self-improvement, I'm not doing it in a way, and I want to make that clear, I'm not doing it in a way that makes me easier to abuse. I'm doing it in a way that helps keep me on track for the type of lifestyle, the type of creating the lifestyle that I want to live. I have finally given up working and building on my career a few years back and wanting to start enjoying life more. There's not a lot left that I care to do or explore. I've done so much. I've had such an interesting life and rewarding life. But I want to spend this last half of my life really enjoying my mental health, what there is of it, and my time off in a way that feels like home. Is it perfect? No. Is it reasonable? Yes. Is there a chance that it could be really, really nice? Yeah. And some days it is. Some weeks. We haven't gotten to months yet. This has all been a new journey. This whole pain threshold, surgery, resentment, it's been a nightmare. And it's been a long-term nightmare. But I've had so many of my own personal issues to work on going through this. I don't know how else I could have gotten to this level, not just working on my personal boundaries, my own personal neural pathways that go straight to fight or flight or freeze, or my growth in what commitment looks like. I was never taught what commitment looked like other than being committed to. I remember someone joking once. I've had some interesting conversations, but even back in the day, I said, a lot of us have commitment issues. And this guy says, well, I don't have a commitment issue. I'm committed to this bourbon right now. So, and here's something funny too, is I never really much believed in the marriage vows. I always thought they were way over the top. It's through sickness and health, through good and bad, and rich and poor. I'm like, God, what a nightmare. But to think in sickness and in health. So that I struggled with that for a while before I made my final threat that something was going to change our attitude or change our address kind of conversation, is how sick and in what ways am I willing to negotiate, right? These are all big life decisions. Not to be taken lightly. So, I don't know. I guess when you think about life and you think about commitment and you think about death, how do you want to die? Are you going to have a good death? Someday, I may be able to comfortably die. That's my goal. I want to know that I lived a life in a way that I can die in peace and love and closer to God, the God of my understanding. There's always that dream, you're going to meet your knight in shining armor and die in his loving arms. Well, honestly, I haven't seen that happen often. I've seen it a couple times so far with all the people that I've worked with in hospice or in therapy who have had cancer or kidney, liver diseases, things like that. So it's a sort of a fantasy, and we'd like to think that. A lot of people early in the relationships feel and think they can do that, but could it happen? Yeah. Is it apt to happen to someone who's had a long history of trauma, drama, and PTSD? Well, maybe. But I think sometimes you just do the best you can with what you have to work with until you have to make a change. And that's kind of a place that I've found peace, is I like where I'm at now. It's taken us a while to get here, with all the upheaval of that surgery, and the previous pain before that. The way it took a jump up in intensity, pain levels. This all happened so intensely. It seemed like so quickly, and then the surgery, and then all that intensity of pain. I mean, it's been a hurdle. It's been a hurdle. It's been a challenge. And if your heart's not in the right place, it can cause insanity. And it has caused some insanity for me. That's because my heart was, get out, yelling, get out, get out. And another part of me was like, but, what if, what? Try this, try this, try this. And I've never been so committed before. And I think that is where I'm finding this immense, intense level of pride in myself. Now, this is my personal journey. I'm sharing with you very personal information, right? This is nothing to do with other people out there. A lot of people have not experienced what I experienced as a kid, as a young adult. A lot of people are not experienced in the recovery world. A lot of people aren't experienced in the physiology, the neurology of thinking application. Some people have bits and pieces, and some people have even more than me. So it can be understandable when you see the whole package. And I know I've given you like bits and pieces, and I didn't mean to leave out important information. I've just been on here venting and sharing in a way that I was hoping was meaningful, but I feel kind of bad that I've left important information out. So anyway, I hope this explanation helps solve some of the mystery or some of the frustration some of you might have with me being in a relationship that can try the patience of the gods. But I guess when I grow up, I want to be the partner that I wish I had. That's what I want. So we'll see. All right, I have to get to work. Got to do some more research on crawl space repair. I got to do something. Damn it. All right. Hey, I love you guys, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And I want to say hello to Rose. Oh, Rose. Oh, I'm so sorry you had those falls. Honey. Oh my gosh, I wish we were neighbors. I'd come visit you. I'm getting pretty good at helping take care of people who are in pain and who have messy wounds. I do. I have a closet full of wound packaging and gauze and Band-Aids and the different ointments and supplements and silver spray and cream and pain reducing ointments. Seriously, I have I do. I could open a small clinic for a day. So, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I know it can be miserable and it can affect our self-esteem. It can affect our sense of safety. And I know you have your sweet fur baby there, and I know that can sometimes make us wonder if that's a good idea, but we don't want to live without them. I know. I'm so sorry you're going through this. And you know what? Man, if there was a hotel close by, I could be talked into coming to help out your son take care of you. Gosh, I wish we were neighbors. But it would be a big ordeal for me to come up there, because I know that you live kind of out there and on that busy highway. I don't know, hon. I'd have to get things figured out with my spouse that he could be okay. He'd probably come up with me. He could do some labor around there. I mean, he would probably come with me for a few days or a week. So I don't know. Gosh darn it. Let me know if you need anything. And I wanted to shout out to ABF. You guys are outside dogs and cats. That's sweet. Sometimes it's worth keeping them outside. I get it. Also, sometimes we when we're super committed. I remember when I first got sober, a friend of mine who was in recovery asked me why I was keeping all of my beautiful wine glasses. I had glasses for any kind of mixed drink you would want, decanters, crystal, just a small fortune, because I loved everything about drinking. And so my comment was, well, I'm keeping it because I might have company that wants to come drink. I mean, of course, I'll just have soda in my glass, or soda water, or ginger ale. And they said, people don't drink as much as you think. I'm like, everybody I know drinks. And they said, because it was a couple people came over to the house, and then one of them said, the people you used to drink with drank too much. Most people don't drink too much. Your friends will be changing. The places you hang out will be changing. The people you'll have in your home will be changing. And they were right. It took me a couple months to really wrap my mind around it. But that allowed me to get rid of a lot of stuff. And back then, we didn't have Facebook. You took your stuff to Goodwill, Salvation Army, or you took it to a consignment shop. And what I ended up doing was I gifted all of that stuff to a friend that I felt like I owed a lot to. And I said, you can sell it, you can give it away, you can do whatever you want to with it. And they said they didn't want to mess with consigning it, so they were going to give it away. So that's where I got in the practice of giving things to people and saying it was so much easier to get rid of things. Because, of course, I put high value on anything that I've ever owned. So I'd put things in boxes and bags, so I just say, do whatever you want to with these. Go through it yourself, donate it, or throw it in a trash bin. But I don't want to know, because it's so hard for me to let go of stuff. I feel like I should be paid for everything. But if I donate it to someone who I think is going to treasure it, it's easier. But if they're not going to treasure it, I want them to just pretend they're going to treasure it and then go get rid of it, if that's what they want to do. So I'm just going to say, a little helpful hint. I think I heard the word hoarding somewhere, and I was thinking, if you just start with one little box at a time, one little bag at a time, we don't need 6 hammers. We don't need 6 electrical cords when we haven't needed a new electrical cord for years. We don't need, that's how I got into this small house as well as I have. I'm still working on it, is I don't need 6 ladles for stews. I just need 2. Even that little bit of space starts adding up when you get rid of, oh my gosh, I had 10 spatulas. I only need 3. So each little slot started really adding up. There are a lot of things we can let go in our lives that cause us stress. Wanted to say, Vanessa, oh, sweetheart, you're just doing so well. God bless your little soul. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And Plum, I hope your friend, I want to catch up. I want to know how your friend was. I know that you took off to go help out, and I would love to know. I'm hoping things worked out okay. And also, I want to thank you very much for a couple of the text messages you've sent me. Man, what business are you in? Are you in mental health? You are one of the brightest people I know, and are so articulate, well said. You said a lot of things that make perfect sense. You could probably write a small book, if not a big book, on mental health and being assertive and not putting up with crap. Everyone should have someone like you in their life. Wow. There are a couple other people I wanted to mention, but I have to go. Crap. And I'm drawing a blank. And I think this is the 3rd video of this morning. I don't know, but if you get through all of these, I hope you have a better understanding of kind of where I'm at and where you could be, or hopefully you're not where I'm at, but hopefully it's a helpful in some way to you, because life isn't always as clean cut as it appears, and I know that. I can't wait to get on here and talk some more about that. Love y'all. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and we're getting ready for New Year's. My encouragement is to treat yourself really well at home and stay out of the crazy traffic and the crazy personalities. And just, you've already been out there. You know what the party's going to look like and sound like. If you do go out, be safe. Go with someone else that's got your back. And don't overdrink. Please don't. And stay away from exes. That's never good on New Year's Eve. Excuse me. All right. Love you. Mwah. Bye for now.